They'd rather kill my Tamiyo. Interesting. Okay. Fine by me. Do your worst. Okay. Oh, they don't play their ring out again. Wow. Bro, I have this only makes red. You should have totally played your ring out. Now I have a drain for your ring. Yeah. Oh my god, what a misplay. Hello everyone, it's your favorite gatherer of magic. I'm the control guy and I'm back with another video for you guys. I always start the video with I don't know what really to say today, apart from the fact that you guys are amazing. Thank you guys for all your support on the last couple videos. We are pushing 900 subs already, which is crazy. I literally just hit 800 like a video ago, but you guys are amazing. It just keeps coming. So yeah, let's keep playing. Can't wait to bring you guys some more control today. Today we're actually gonna be pumping some life back into an old tyrant of mine, like my first, like not my first great deck, but like one of my better decks for sure. Let's see if we can revive this deck. All right, so today we're gonna be bringing back Jeskai control in Timeless. There actually are multiple versions of this deck that you can play. There's a lot of good cards in Jeskai that are like viable in my opinion. I think the core of Jeskai control really in Timeless is really just Swords to Plowshares, Mana Drain, Phlage. That's like the core. Everything around that you can kind of change around. So there's decks that are playing Hymn to the Ages as like their draw engine, but we're running the One Ring. There's decks that are playing what's that card called? Expressive Iteration that are more like lower to the ground with Ragavan and many Tamiyos, and Spell Pierces and Stifles. There's a lot of different ways to play Jeskai control in Timeless right now. But for the sake of my channel, I wanted to bring back like my OG Jeskai control list. That's just One Ring, Mana Drain, Phlage, and that's how you win the game with like Arena of Glory, which you can't see because my camera. No, this one you can see it. It's down there. Anyway. That being said, this is literally the list I used to play, but I've modified it for like the current format. Obviously, back as we played it, there was a lot of Rakdos Burn and not a lot of Oopsal spells. So I think the main pain point for this deck is that the original list with Leyline bindings and everything was really good at beating anyone who was trying to win with creatures. But honestly, the only deck right now that's really like competitive and wants to win with creatures is Boros aggro, and even they don't really care about their creatures specifically. They have Goblin Bombardment and a Johnny to just hit you in the face for a bunch of damage. So yeah, this deck kind of fell out of favor a little bit. Like it just is just outperformed by like other control decks that are like just more stable and focused on what you're doing. Like for example, it's just better to Phlage will kill so many creatures. Like I'm telling you, you cast the front half and then you haste the back half. That kills 4 creatures and gains you 12 life. That's pretty good, but Oko just beats your opponent. So why are you in red and not in green, if that makes sense? Anyway, for the Oopsal Spells matchup, that is definitely the boogeyman in the format right now that you just have to beat main deck. Well, kind of like, it's not like not many people actually are playing it anymore, surprisingly, or at least maybe I'm just too low elo with my account right now. I'm in like platinum right now, so maybe all the Usual Spell players are in like diamond. But it's kind of that deck that if you don't, it's like Mill was way back as time has started. It's like if you don't have an answer for it main deck, you will lose to it every time. But it's weird to main deck answers for that deck. Like I remember Mill was like that with where you had to have either a Nexus of Fate main deck or a Gaia's Blessing main deck, because if you ran into that one Mill opponent, they will kill you every time unless you have the main deck answer. So our main deck answers for Oopsal spells are 2 Surgical Extractions in a Jeskai deck, which thankfully you can cast this by paying life, or with the Sneaky Xander's Lounge in the mana base if you do need to play it off of real mana. And 1 subtlety for the subtlety is for the Balustrade Spy or for the turn 1 Sorrowing or whatever. So those are our 3 like main deck answers to Oopsal spells, which are technically still decent cards. Like Subtlety is decent. It can, even if you just hit like a Ragavan or an Ajani or something, if you hard cast this later in the game against another opponent and tempo them out with this is pretty good. And then Surgical obviously is good against Oopsal spells, but also good against regular Reanimator, and also in a matchup like say Show and Tell. If you counter their first Show and Tell and then Surgical it, they just don't have any more Show and Tells and they just can't win the game anymore. So yeah, just a decent card in general in best of 1, I suppose. Obviously, you would rather just have regular counter spells in your deck or card advantage spells or anything else than Surgical Extraction, because this doesn't really affect the board. But you kind of have to run it just so that you have like you're out against Oopsal spells. Like say they play turn 1 tapped land and it's a like MDFC in black or something. You're like, okay, now I have to brainstorm until I find Surgical Extraction, and then you find it, and then they go off with Balustrade Spy, and you surgical their prized amalgams or something, so that they can't win the game. So yeah, that's basically why this is in the deck. Same goes for Subtlety. It's just your 1-outer. If you happen to get lucky and open a hand with this, and they happen to be on turn 1 Saint Elenda, you just Subtlety it, and they just lose their Dark Ritual, and it's over. So yeah, there's that. Rest of the deck looking pretty similar to last time. Because we have this Xander's Lounge in the mana base, that lets us go up to 4 colors of mana. So we have a Prismatic Ending, because why not? It's a good card even in 3 colors. And the trick is that if they, for example, like Blood Moon you or something, you have Plains, Ireland, and then the rest of your mana base is going to be a mountain. So you have 3 colors to exile the Blood Moon with. Me personally, I think Static Prison is a better removal spell. Static Prison has become near and dear to my heart, really. It's a really nice spell. It's a really nice removal spell. Obviously it's only temporary removal, and without energy generation you're gonna you only answer something for 2 turns. That's not great, but not too bad, to be honest. Especially if you have a Teferi and they go for like an Omniscience win with Show and Tell, and you put in a Static Prison, exile their Omniscience. That's pretty good, because you'll oftentimes be able to lock them out before they get their Omniscience back. And this is just a good answer. You could be running Galvanic Discharge here instead as another energy-based removal card, but Static Prison hitting any non-land permanent is just super good in my opinion. The fact that it can kill not just creatures and planeswalkers, but also tedious enchantments, annoying artifacts, that's really nice. So the versatility of this card outweighs the fact that it has a timer on it, basically. Then obviously we have Tamiyo. I think, again, as I said in the last video, any control deck that kind of wants to bridge the early game should be running Tamiyo in some number. If you put this in on turn 1 and your opponent answers it on turn 1, they've wasted their turn 1, and now you can untap into a mana drain. If they don't answer it, you can flip it, or you can just keep attacking with it, generating card advantage like that. This card is really good. I think Tamiyo is... I really like it. Right? I like that. I like what she does for a control deck, and I like that basically control now gets a turn 1 creature that you have to care about, if that makes sense. So yeah, we have 1 tree in the narrative, literally just energy generation. You don't need this. I like it so that we can go turn 1 Tune, turn 2 Wrath of the Skies, hit some matchups, but it's not that necessary really. But yeah, that's it. And then we have obviously our mana drains and Wrath of the Skies, just our good old control cards. We're running Teferi here as our Planeswalker of choice. I think he's currently just the best because he just incidentally hates on so many decks. So many decks really care about playing at instant speed, and he just stops that entirely. Again, you can't amp Raptor through a Teferi, you can't I don't know, put spells on the stack, basically. It's just he just hoses so many decks just incidentally, and bouncing a card, drawing a card, that's a good little tempo swing for you. It also lets you bounce your own One Ring if they have too many burden counters, so that's really nice. Yeah, you could play Narset here, you could play I don't know, you could splash green for Oko or something, I don't know, but I think you should just play, in Jeskai you should just play 2 Teferis, and that's it for your Planeswalkers. If you're playing the One Ring, if you want to play a big Teferi instead of the One Ring, be my guest. I respect that, but unfortunately the One Ring is a better permanent. That being said, this is the One Ring, you already know what this does. This is just a card advantage engine, and we don't lose as much life because we have Phlage in our deck. We then have our Subtlety and a Supreme Verdict just to diversify the sweepers. You guys have actually been pretty amazing. You've been sending me your control lists in my comments, which is really cool. Don't worry, I'll make the control guide Discord soon. I think when we hit 1,000 subs, I'll probably just make a Discord. I just feel like below 1,000 subs, there's not really a point to promote a Discord, but don't worry, I'll make that where you guys can post all your deck lists soon. Don't worry, I'll get to that. But you guys are actually doing really well. In order to control this, you guys diversify your sweepers. You don't just run 4 of the same sweeper. Yeah, the cool thing about this is that Supreme Verdict isn't counterable, so obviously if there's some kind of tempo deck that has creatures but counter spells, you beat that. Then also, Supreme Verdict kills any creature for 4 mana, especially in the Affinity meta right now. There's actually a lot of Mono Blue Affinity going around that play Frog Mites, Kappa Cannoneer, and Mirror Enforcer, or whatever that big 7-drop is. Yeah, Rakdos guy struggles with high CMC permanence, so Supreme Verdict just removing all of them is very good. So yeah, and then obviously for the matchups where you do need a turn 2 sweeper of Tuna Narrative, you have the Wrath of the Skies. So good job on diversifying your sweepers, guys. Really like what you guys are doing. And then finally we have 2 Solitudes. Not too many of these, only 2. I think you don't need all 4 in this deck. You could run all 4 if you wanted to. Like I said, it's just another 0 mana removal spell and a late game creature that has Flash that you can attack with. That's what I really like about the 2 control elementals, that they have Flash. The fact that you can just flash them in as attackers and just surprise your opponent is really nice. And yeah, mana base, pretty simple. We have our 4 Surveil lands, some dual lands. We have Arid Mesas to fetch our basic planes and 1 Mystic Sanctuary. I think in the original Phlage control deck, I had no Mystic Sanctuaries because didn't need them. But here I think I want 1 Mystic Sanctuary, just in case we need a Surgical one more time or bring back a Mana Drain or whatever. Yeah, I think just 1 Mystic Sanctuary is good enough. But then yeah, we run basic out of basic planes just so we can function under Blood Moon and Harbinger. Really under Harbinger of the Seas is pretty easy for us to answer because we have Solitude's Source of Plowshares, Prismatic Ending. Well, Harbinger doesn't die to Prismatic because we can't make red under Harbinger. So Prismatic doesn't work, but Static Prison, Swords, Solitude works. Teferi can bounce it. And yeah, that's good enough. And then on the Blood Moon, we can actually exile Blood Moon because we can make white, blue, and red. We can bounce it again. We can play our Phlage if we want to. We can play One Rings. Yeah, we're pretty good against those moon effects as long as you play towards them, right? If you don't get caught red-handed with them. Obviously, because the One Ring is colorless, if you do get caught out, you can still exile your pitch spells and you can, play One Rings, chain One Rings until you find your basic. But yeah, that being said, that's pretty much the deck. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. You have some free permission in Surgical and Subtlety. And yeah, that's pretty much a deck. I'll see you guys in the games. Too cute, too furious. Eternal Taskmaster. Alright, we go first. We have Tamiyo Storm. Not much can go bad here. I like this hand. No counter magic, but it's fine. We have Pitch Solitude if we need it. Just gonna play this. Now, do I want a Hallowed Fountain instantly? I think so. Why not? Let's play it. We have both our basics. It's a little awkward, but we'll take it.
Nope.
And that's all I need to see. Okay, dude. It's not that bad, bro. You can play the game. You don't have to concede instantly to a Tamiyo. I know she's not that scary, dude. She's not that scary. So yeah, they just have no removal spell, and they're like, I can't beat Tamiyo, and just leave. Fair enough. That's game 1. It's gonna be a quick video, huh? We go first again. We have the Surgical in the opener, which is really nice. They're a Lurus deck though, so not like they're gonna be on neutral spells. I do like this hand though. We're gonna fetch a Surveil land. Yeah, that's nice. I'll keep it. Play this, fetch a Surveil land, hope to find like maybe a land or something. Yeah, we kind of want to find a land actually. Yeah, let's play this. They don't know what we're playing either. Black. Dragon's Rage Chandler. Okay. Sure. Intermission's Wobble. Okay. Okay. Now, if they have the second bauble in hand, I could Surgical their baubles in response to this, but that's not the play I want to make here. Surgical probably has a better target in a black-red deck. So yeah, they can see what card is currently on top of my library, and we can see it too with the Arena bug that still hasn't been fixed. If I fetch here, it's gonna display my library. So they saw a Teferi. I'm gonna fetch a white source. They saw a Teferi there. Plains. It's a land. I'm not gonna say no to a land. They draw a land. They draw a card. I draw a land. I'll play my Arid Mesa and pass. Holding up mana drain here. We have the One Ring as well. So if they play like anything here, I'm probably gonna counter it. Pretty much gonna counter anything they play here just to get an early One Ring. This is how you usually play this game. Oh, they just pass the turn. Okay. You don't gotta play? I was about to say it was most obvious Boros. So this is gonna be really nice, actually. We're gonna get to mana drain and surgical this thing. I'm gonna fetch a Steam Vents, plus shock it in, mana drain it. We're gonna get the mana for it, but why not also on this turn surgical this thing away? Might as well. It's a graveyard threat that comes back. They have double Bonemaster. That's pretty bad for our One Ring, but they tapped out. Let's actually check their deck quickly. So Color Guard's Command, some removal, a lot of hand hate, some Ragavans. Wow, how did they win the game? Did they just strip their main win con? Their main win con is Croxa. They're just dead. They basically are just little creatures and Rakdos. Okay, sure. Well, I just stripped the main win con of their deck out, so very interesting. I wonder what they do from here. So we get 2 mana here. I think I want to just ring in Xander's Lounge. I'm just gonna play this tapped and then play the ring. I don't need to play my my planes yet when I have a tap land anyway. Alright, they're gonna have Bowmasters ready, so I can't just be drawing off this ring like silly, but that's fine. Xander's Lounge, I never explained this during the deck tech, but Xander's Lounge is in the deck because it's a mountain for Arena of Glory and an island for Mystic Sanctuary. And you can obviously use the red of it to bring back Phlage and whatnot. Like, it's pretty good. Alright, I think what I want to do here, they obviously are going to Bowmaster in response to my ring trigger, which means I would take 3 damage. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play Phlage, put Phlage in the graveyard. And then I'm just going to pass the turn. If they want to Bowmaster in the end step, I'll draw cards in response to the Bowmaster so they don't get pings. If they don't want to use their mana, that's fine by me. If they want to Fatal Push a Phlage that's going to die anyway, that's fine by me too. Get rid of their creature. I'm just going to pass the turn here. Do they want to Bowmaster in the end step? They do, so I do get to draw some cards. That's nice for me. Brainstorm, not the best, but I can do it in response. And I think I will. I'm gonna hide some cards from a Thoughtseize. Arena of Glory. God. And this. Okay, so next turn I have Arena Phlage, so that's probably unbeatable for them. I've seen their deck. They can't beat Arena Phlage, so I'm just gonna put away this and maybe another One Ring. I'm gonna draw the Wrathless guys next turn. Yeah, they're not doing too good here. Actually, they can Fatal Push. They can Fatal Push, but they can't really Fatal Push even because what I'm gonna do is with my Arena Phlage, I'm gonna target them first. That way they can't Fatal Push. If they top like a Ragavan here, that's nice, but they're just gonna Bowmaster. Okay. Okay, that's not too bad. So if I target them with the first Bowmaster ping, with the first Phlage ping, that means I can't Fatal Push. But that means I also don't get to remove both. I do get to remove both Bowmasters. No, I don't get to remove both Bowmasters because I only have one. I don't have the third white source for this, which is actually a shame that this is a black and not a Rorgwyn Triome. That's the one time it's actually kind of bad. But I think I'm still supposed to just Arena of Glory Phlage here. Getting rid of my surgical, but that's fine. So with the first ping, I'm gonna hit the face. And with the second ping, I'm gonna hit the blockable Bowmaster. Bowmaster that can block. Okay. Maybe I don't, actually. Because they can't Fatal Push this. If they're trying to Fatal... Yeah, they can't Fatal... Actually, I just don't care, yeah. I'm just gonna hit their face. They have to... They're gonna block with a Bowmaster and then Fatal Push, but that means they lose a Bowmaster. I don't really mind. Phage is a better card anyway. They don't block? Okay, well... I'm curious as to how you will be able to remove this Phlage, but... You do you, man. They don't know they're dead on board, too, so Dragon Race Chandler, that's fine. Fetch down to 4. Risky game. Oh yeah, they just activated Revolt with that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Pick up Revolt from that. That's fine, and then I just Wrath of the Skies and clear the entire board. Don't mind if I do. Take 2 from that. I could also just ring again. I could just ring. Thinking what I'm scared of here. So they could have another Bowmaster. So if I Wrath and then I draw with my ring, I lose a bunch of life. And then I go pretty low. I go down to 6. But I don't remember seeing Lightning Bolts in their list, which I can't remember. I don't remember seeing Lightning Bolts, so I don't think they have direct face damage. A Ragavan will be quite annoying. I think I want to ring to incentivize them to play out more creatures. So I'm gonna ring here. I gain protection from everything anyway, so it's not even like they can Inquisition away my my Wrath of the Skies. I'm playing with my food here. I could have just wiped the board, but I'm scared that they might have like another Bowmaster or something. They get drew a land. I want them to play this Lurrus out. Yes! Now I get a Lurrus as well. They can get back a Bauble, so they draw an extra card, but that's absolutely fine. What's one card gonna do against me? Like, they're dying here. I'm not taking damage from my ring either. Hell, I can even draw a card with my ring here. I think I will actually do that. I think I will draw a card with my ring. Sorry, attack me. So do I preserve my life total here, or do I draw an extra card with my ring? I think I'm drawing a card with my ring. They can't target me. They have to target like their creature or whatever, which is fine. Okay. Okay, I take 1 damage from my ring. They've tapped out. Draw a land. That's quite nice. I will then. So if I don't have another white. I don't have another white. I'm thinking if I want to Static Prison the token and then Wrath for 2 mana, that wouldn't make me have to shock though. If I do that, no, I'd have a red available. I don't think that's worth it. I think I just do this. Wrath for 3. And then I'm gonna draw 2 cards with the ring. Okay, I'm virtually at 5 life, so just gotta make sure I don't forget that. Call against command, return a card to your hand. Okay. And 2 damage to me, so that puts me at virtually at 3 life. Okay, sure. Sure thing. They replay Lurrus, they get another Bauble. But they're tapping out every turn here, and now I'm going to exile Lurrus. Fine by me. They see my top card, that's fine. See my top card as well. They saw a Tamiyo. Okay, I'm going to fetch like another white source. Meticulous Archive, I don't need that. I'm going to fuel my my thingy instead. I go to 2. I'm A-okay though. I exile this. That should put the 6th card in the graveyard and they're dead. They are dead. Good old Phlage control. Man, I missed you. Good old Phlage control. shoot you in the face. Bang. Man, I missed this. I missed this. This is beautiful. Amazing. Good old Phlage control, huh? It's been a long time, man. Been a long time. Yeah, they have a very interesting deck. I actually don't even mind this deck. I think this deck's actually pretty cool. I like the idea of just having two quality guns commands for the late game. And basically the idea is that they win by looping Lurrus. Doesn't really play well around a Source of Plowshares. And man, the surgical on them was backbreaking. Like, this is like their win condition. They would have had me dead by now if they had a Croxa. But, nuh-uh. Yeah, great play. Counter Croxa in the early game and then just instantly surgical it. Let's go. Alright, playing against King Jason. Opponent goes first. We have a decent hand. We have removal spell into mana drain to the One Ring. I guess I keep it. If we're playing against Oopsal spells, this hand is obviously really bad. Which is sad to say about a 3-land good card hand, but it is what it is. Let's see. We'll start with Scalding Tarn, a fetch either a Meticulous Archive or a Hallowed Fountain, depending on what we want. But they have mulligans, so let's see. Do they have lands in their deck? They have lands in their deck. Okay, that's good. Oh. Okay. Now, if we draw a land, if we draw a white land, then we want a Static Prison here. If we don't draw a white land, we want to Source the Plowshares. We definitely want to play this out. We might. I think I want to. Actually, it doesn't really matter. I think it's always Static Prison here, right? Because it doesn't really matter what I draw. If I draw a white land, that's great. If I don't, that's fine, because I can just hold the Static Prison for a while. Alright, let's go. Like, if they play, like, Ajani here, and then I draw a Static Prison. And I draw a white card, that would be sick. A white land. Okay, didn't draw the white land, that sucked a little bit, but I'll take the action. Play my tap land, and I'll Swords the Ajani while they can't do anything with it. Still kind of looking for a white land, but that's fine. Amped Raptor, of course. Well, does he brick? He bricks. Abiding Grace. At the beginning of your end step, you gain 1 life. Return target creature card, mana value. Drew a white land. Decline. Give him back that creature. We still have 1 energy. Love the board. That's why Static Prison is so good. That is why Static Prison is so good. It's so good, dude. Right. Now they have a One Ring or something. They'd probably have, like, there's a reason they're not playing Lurrus, right? They definitely have, like, something, either a One Ring or a Blood Moon or something, but they can't have One Ring this turn at least. Do I want to hold up mana drain? Or is this my turn to deploy the One Ring? They kept on top. Right, yeah, they kept on top. I think this is I hold up mana drain here, because why would they keep on top, right? They definitely have something. Another land. Yep. I'll happily eat that Fable the Mirror Breaker. Yummy, yummy. In my belly it goes. I will now play Island One Ring. Let's play the One Ring first, see what happens. And then I could get. I guess I get Phlage in the graveyard. I can do everything, right? Yeah. I'm not gonna play this Tamiyo out actually, because I can play the Tamiyo out and then flip it. Or I could. Yeah, I don't need the clues because I'm drawing so many cards off the One Ring eventually. Anyway, let's get Phlage into the graveyard. Next turn we can bring back Phlage with haste. Unless they have a Swords here. If they have a Swords here, that's great. But then that Swords wouldn't have hit Tamiyo, so that's fine by me. Alright, let's see. See what they do. They're pretty much out of this game already. Oh, never mind. They have their own One Ring. Okay, that's bad. That's not great. But our cards off the One Ring are they tend to be better than their cards off the One Ring. Teferi's not bad. Alright, let's flip Tamiyo first and see what happens. Disguise, Solitude. Okay. Plus Tamiyo. I think I like bouncing their ring. Especially since Teferi doesn't die if I do this. I like bouncing their ring here. Even though I'd love to counter on the way back, this resets their ring and forces them to... They can't attack with this because of Tamiyo, so Teferi will live. And that gives me instant speed board wipe. That doesn't work, bro. Yep, you're gonna have to waste a removal spell on that if you want to remove it. It also stops his Amp Raptors. Oh, they'd rather kill my Tamiyo. Interesting. Okay. Fine by me. Do your worst. Okay. Oh, they don't play their ring out.
Don't try to talk me out of it. I'm sure it's completely...
No, I have... This only makes red.
Nope.
You should have totally played your ring out. Now I have a drain for your ring. Yeah. Oh my god, what a misplay. What a punt. You have to play your ring back out there. You can't be scared of blue and red mana. Like, what blue plus red count negate? Do you think I'm playing negate main deck, bro? In Timeless? No, play your ring out. Wow, what a punt. What a punt. Well, they see the writing on the wall here. I have Arena Phlage with mana drain back up. Like, they're dead. Like, they're not... Like, they're dead. They're dead. So their cat dies, I gain 3 life. Then they take 9, I gain 3 more life. So I go up to 18. They go down to 8. Yeah, pretty bad for them. And then they die the turn after. Because I mana drain their 1 ring. Wow. Man, what are these matchups? These matchups are so good. Like... This deck eats creature decks for breakfast. Any deck that's trying to win with creatures just gets destroyed by this deck. So, hey, good matches for me. I'll take it. Alright. A mage named Slick. We have another mono removal hand. But they are playing Jegantha, so maybe a mono removal hand ain't that bad. Actually, I actually think I might keep this just looking at their companion. Like, Jegantha is Domain Zoo, right? Usually either Domain Zoo or like a Mono Red Prison or something like that. But they can't even really be Mono Red Prison because they wouldn't get Furies. So I'm guessing Domain Zoo, and against Domain Zoo, a Mono Removal hand is actually pretty good. So I'm going to keep this one. Yep. Or maybe they're just Jegantha Energy, which is also very much a deck. Alright, let's fetch a... Hallowed Fountain, and then we'll play Sacrificial Static Prison, which we're instantly gonna let go on turn 2 to rattle the skies with, because they're gonna try to flood the board. Alright, another cat, that's fine. That's it? That's it? Well, in that case, I'm gonna... take action. I'm gonna do this. Put a Phlage straight to the graveyard. And I'm gonna play either another Static Prison. I don't think another Static Prison. Or maybe another Static Prison. If I play another Static Prison and I let go of both of my prisons, I can kill up to a 3-drop next turn. I think that's fine. Play another prison. They have like what? Do they have like a mana tithe here, bro? No way. Okay, they don't. Yeah, they're playing Jegantha Energy. Yeah, Jegantha Energy, which means they could be playing Blood Moons, which is actually quite scary. That's actually maybe that wasn't the right play, because if they Blood Moon me this turn, I'm pretty dumb. I look pretty dumb, but they only have a cat here, so that's fine. And an amulet. Okay, I get to blow up everything. That's nice. I like that. Okay. My turn. Alright, decline. Resolve, decline. Play out this fetch land. Wrath for 0. They draw a card here off of the amulet. They don't draw a card off the amulet. Okay. Well, they lost a card, but they have 2 energy for it. That's fair enough. If they like their energy, that's a good play. Phlage, Titan of Fire's Fury. I'm gonna No, I'm not Solitude. I'm gonna... Do I even have another? I do have another untapped white source, right? Yes, I do. I'm gonna exile it in response. This is just preventing their inevitability, preventing their end game. Phlage is definitely a reason to not be playing Lurrus. That's for sure. Alright, and now I'm gonna Brainstorm. Oh, my basic planes. That's... You don't understand how good of a draw my basic planes here is. That's such a good draw. Let's keep the swords. Let's put away this and this. I like all these cards. We'll play out this Xander's Lounge. I guess there's no reason not to tune here in case they suddenly have black and play Bowmaster. So I'm going to tune right there. Sacred Foundry tapped. They play Guide of Souls and they buy Jegantha. There it is. I'm gonna, just pass the turn. Play this. Fetch. Fetch. We eat creature decks for breakfast. Creature decks don't stand a chance against us. Creature decks do not stand a chance against us, straight up. Blood Moon can still give us some issues, but we have our basic planes, which is really nice. Stable Amulet is fine, that's good. It's going to be some card advantage for them. They get 2 cards off of this. But they are digging. Okay, they find a side prison off the top. Sure. Sure, dude. Sure. The one card that could have brought them out of this situation is what they find off of the top. My average opponent. Tell me a story about your average opponent. I find my other basic, though. That's really nice, actually. I like that a lot. Like, the one card that they could possibly top deck off the top that is actually good in that situation is what they find. Sure, bro. And another Phlage. Sure. Sure, buddy. Solitude. I could have killed this Guide of Souls in response, but to be honest, I'm not too scared of a Guide of Souls. More worried about getting the Phlages out of their deck. Their life total does not matter. Phlage will kill them fast enough. Oh, because they're Jegantha, they could technically play a One Ring, so gotta be careful that they don't find the One Ring, but... Alright, there we go. Find our Phlage. I'm gonna hold on to this swords just in case I find something. Just in case there's something I want to kill. Obviously, this swords lets us get back Phlage next turn if we really want to, but I don't mind that bad. It's not that deep. Alright, if they draw a card with this amulet here, their Static Prison will eat their mana, their energy down to 1. Although they might just give me back a Phlage, to be honest. Amped Raptor. I mean, that's not very good in Exile, to be honest, so it would have been better as a top deck. This only generates energy. It doesn't actually play a card or anything. It only generates energy. Land. And they draw another card. It's a Ragavan. Sure. They dash it. That's fine. I was holding this removal spell for a reason. Yep. Mana drain. Fair enough. That's a good top deck on my end, I'll admit it. I'll admit it, that's a good top deck on my end. Alright, and now we should start just pulling ahead. They don't get another draw with this thing because they're out of energy. They might give me my Phlage back here because I have one in play already. Just gotta make sure I keep the one that isn't this one. Yep, they give me my Phlage back. I keep the real one. their own Phlage. This kills my Solitude, but I don't really care. Phlage will kill them fast enough. Like, they can kill my Solitude here. I'm not countering the front half of a Phlage when I'm literally attacking them with a Phlage. Their graveyard is very full though, so unfortunately we're going to have to... Yep, the One Ring. Counter that ASAP. I knew they played that card. Arid Mesa ain't a great hit, but at least we can surveil. They bring back their Phlage? Maybe? Or do they play Jegantha? What's the play here? Jegantha or they're bringing back their Phlage? Okay, sure. So we don't actually want to trade Phlages, because if we trade Phlages, I'm actually losing that because their graveyard is fuller than mine. They have one more Phlage buyback and I don't. But the cool thing here is we get to surveil land here. We're going to do it off of a red land. Thundering Falls. Arena of Glory. So if I attack with Phlage this turn, they block. Do they block? Math time! If I attack with Phlage this turn, then they block. Our Phlages are both dead. Then they bring back their Phlage. Then I can wipe the board. They bring back their Phlage, go back up to 16. Then I can wipe the board and Arena Phlage, which deals 12. And then their Phlage can't. But they, yeah, I wiped the board and Arena Phlage. That deals 12. Then they can play Jegantha. That's not worth it. So I'm gonna put this Arena of Glory into the bin. It's not worth it. It doesn't kill them. That's better. That is better. Yep. Hit their face. If they want to block here, that's fine. They definitely do, because they see, oh, I can just get Phlage back because I have Phlage, and then they realize that's why he's playing a black land in his deck. Honestly, I'm honestly inclined to say that taking the One Rings out of their deck is probably better. Oh, never mind. They only play one singular One Ring in their deck. Okay. Thank God I didn't target their One Ring, because they only play one. Play two Phlages, one One Ring, and then just energy after that. Okay. Oh, but they have Monumental Hedge. This could bring them back, so that's scary, but that's fine. Do I do this now? Do I do this now, or is it better to hold this? If they top deck a removal spell, no, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. Keep a Phlage in there just in case this one gets exiled. Play Jegantha, potentially. Amp Raptor, that's a good top deck. Into Guide of Souls, not too great. Hits me, but they get another card off of this, so that's not bad. And a Johnny, okay, we're cooking. They're cooking, they're cooking. I could just board wipe. I could just wipe the board, but I'm not scared. Kill a Johnny. They can choose if they want to block. They do. They kill their cat. I'm not going to wipe the board here, because I can't bring... If I could bring Phlage back, I would wipe the board, but I can't bring Phlage back yet, so it's not worth it. They play Jegantha, finally. Oh, they don't want to target. Okay, they rather draw cards. Okay, that's fair enough. Guess I just play this. I guess I just play this, whatever. Keep pressuring that life total. Keep forcing them to chump block. Galvanic Discharge. Okay, sure. Okay, nice. That is... Oh, that is what they intended to do. Okay. Do I take their creatures here? Do I take their creatures? Well, I'm not scared, right? I'd rather keep this because they might draw like a crazy sequence of like top deck Abdraptor into flip Ajani, blah 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 blah. I'd rather just hold this verdict in case they have something else. So they found a land, which is nice. That's two wasted energy. They draw more cards. Yeah, top deck Abdraptor. See what I mean? See what I'm talking about? Bombardment is also very good for them, I will say. Where we pretty much have almost all our lands in our deck. So yeah, we should start drawing spells very soon. We still have 4 One Rings in our deck as well. That's crazy to think. Bombardment is pretty good, but thankfully they don't... Never mind! Apparently we still have a bunch of lands left, so... Let's keep drawing them. Alright, the Supreme Verdict here. While they don't have a Johnny or something, let's keep their creature count low. Our life total is pretty flush thanks to Phlage. It's a nice thing that Phlage does for you. We're going to fetch another Surveil land here. Fetch land isn't the worst draw. They have one more draw with this thing. Let's hope they find a land. Right, 3 cards in graveyard now. They don't have any Phlages left. They don't have any One Rings left. They basically have to win with just like their creatures. If we start drawing spells, like for example the One Ring, we can't really lose this. Okay, they got one more draw. Let this be a bad one. Yes! Yes, they drew a land. Nice. That's a good card, but not good enough here. On its own, Gyarados isn't going to do enough here. Let's fetch another Surveil land. Yeah, our deck should start getting quite thin on lands now. Like, we have a lot of lands. So we should start seeing some spells now. Brainstorm, that's a start. That's better than a top deck, so let's just get it. And it's also a spell that goes into the graveyard, so let's get it. Brainstorm. There we go. Brainstorm's going to go to the graveyard and become spell number 5. Then I can I can shuffle my deck and get another land out of my deck and then just play Phlage this turn. Because Phlage kills this thing anyway. So I think I'd rather shuffle my deck here. Shuffle my deck, get my last fetchable out of the deck. Now where there should really not be any lands left in our deck. Get that into the graveyard. And then we can bring Phlage back. Exiling all of our lands. They can fetch. And I'm going to target the Gyarados Souls even though they could technically... It's technically better to target face here because they're almost dead. But I'm going to target this just in case so they can't come back. I don't want them to come back here. If they found an Ajani off the top, this Gyarados Souls will do so much more work. So I'd rather have my Phlage trigger fizzle and then start top deck it. And then start top decking. Proceeds to top deck the best possible card available. I think the only way I lose this is Ajani. So I'm going to exile Ajanis from their deck. They were about to draw an Ocelot Bride. But yeah, I think the only way I can really lose this game still is Ajani's. I guess they have Ragavans, so it's not... They have one more Ocelot Pride, 2 more Ragavans, and I guess an Ampdraptor and a Fable still. So yeah, they still have enough juice in their deck to actually kill me. But I think with this, they can't... They're running on thin outs now. Because now Goblin Bombardment just became a lot worse. Alright. And we should really start top decking good spells here. Yep, Subtlety is one. We're just going to hold this, actually. I don't even need to ambush them. I want to hit the next creature they cast. For example, that Ocelot Bride. It's going to get hit by Subtlety. They can draw that again next turn. Top or bottom? On top of it goes. Okay. Drawing lands in a landless deck. How many lands do I have left? I have literally only 2 more Arid Mesas left. Okay. Okay. Sure. I'll play it because it's it goes to the graveyard for Phlage, so that's worth it. Also, I might just attack them 3 times here and kill them. Who knows? Or they could have drawn another removal spell. That works for me too. Okay. That's fine though. I'm still gonna fetch even though I have no fetchables left. City's Blessing, or the Kitty's Blessing, as you may. No more fetchables, still gonna fetch. Decline. Oh, another Phlage, nice. Sure, it's something. It prevents them from getting a wide board, and this is their last Ocelot Pride, so now they have to win with Ragavans, which is really nice for me. My life total is 25, so I'm fine. And they top deck the land, and I top deck the counterspell, and then I pass the turn. Counterspell's fine, because anything they have to win with Ragavans here. And any Ragavan I counter. 5th card in my graveyard. Oh my god, in the bottom 20, I finally found my first One Ring. Finally, dude. Holy cow. I thought I didn't have them in the deck. I thought I forgot to register them. That's our card. Alright, now we won. Like, now there's really no coming back because we're going to get more and more cards every turn. We could deck. Obviously, we could deck before we actually kill them. But I'm not too worried. I'm only casting this Brainstorm so that I can bring Phlage back. Put back, like, maybe, I don't know. What do I care about? This answers a creature, I have counter spells. Solitude's an extra win con, and we don't really need Wrath right now. I could Wrath away their board, actually. That's probably pretty good. Wrathing away this is actually probably pretty good, right? Because then they can't use energy to get back at... Yeah, okay. Can I do everything? No, I don't have enough white. I only have 3 white pips, so I can't Wrath and Phlage. That's a shame. So I put Wrath back then. They should die quite soon. The Solitude is our backup win condition if this doesn't work. We have a mana drain for whatever they try here. Amped Raptor. I'm just going to drain that because that could hit something important.
That's all, folks.
Is this finally GG? It's finally GG. I can do this all day. Wow, what a game. That was way grindier than I had to be. And I think that's really only because of variance. If I drew a One Ring anywhere earlier in that game, you saw how I drew the One Ring and then the game ended in 2 turns. If I drew a One Ring any time in the top 60% of my deck, I would have killed them so much easier. But obviously, if your best card is in the bottom 21, that's crazy. So yeah, honestly, I won't lie. Surgical was quite nice this game. Surgical out their Phlages. Surgicaling out their Ajani's, just making sure they have normal win conditions. That was actually not too bad. And again, this deck is built for the starry match against creature decks. Because when you're top decking, where is that card? When you're top decking Ocelot Pride and I'm top decking like the One Ring and have a Phlage in the graveyard, you're not winning against me. So yeah, this deck again eats creature decks for breakfast. That being said, it's been an hour, so let's quit the recording. I'm out of here. And we are back for the post-game chat. And this deck is so good against creature decks. And this deck is so bad on the draw against Oops All spells if you don't have Surgical or Subtlety in hand. I don't know what to tell you. It's unfortunate. That's just how the format is right now. We really need Force of Negation, and it's coming in June, probably. Highly likely that it's coming, but man, these decks would be so much better if you had a turn 0 answer to turn 0 Degeneracy. The fact that a guy could technically just go turn 1, shock in a bolt in a land, grief you, and then win the game off of sacrifice into Balustrade Spy after hand hating you is crazy to me. But it is what it is. That's the format we're playing. You could do a little bit about it by boarding it Surgical, but there's not. If you get got, you get got. Other than that, you beat a lot of decks with the format right now. This deck is actually really stable in my opinion. The Static Prisons are great against Show and Tell. The Prismatic Ending has its places. I think you might want to play a 3rd Static Prison instead, and that's what I was originally doing. I was just like, if I have the Xander's Lounge, I might as well. But probably the Static Prison number 3 is better than Prismatic Ending number 1. Surgical is quite nice, actually. Honestly, just surgically out their opponent's win condition is actually quite nice. I really don't mind it. And yeah, we have Phlage to win the game, and Phlage wins the game quite quick. You'd be surprised. Phlage can win the game in 2 turns. Like it's just it's like that. Phlage with Arena of Glory, and your opponent is just dead. Really nice to have that eject button to just kill your opponent instantly if you need to. And yeah, other than that, this deck is just a very stable control deck. And if you want to have a deck that will have like a decent 60 to 70% win rate, and you just keep playing, and you just concede to turn 0 combo, you just play this deck. In my opinion, really, like it's really not that bad. Like it aged pretty well. It's falling a little out of the favor because obviously there's not as many creature decks. But if you adapt your deck a little bit, you can really make up for like the like losses against like the fast combo decks, because I think we have decent game against show and tell combo. It's just the turn 0 war combo decks are a little too fast. But other than that, I like this deck a lot. Arguably one of my favorite control decks in Timeless. It has been since Phlage got printed. And yeah, there's not much more for me to say. This deck's cool. You should probably play it. And yeah, so that being said, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let's open a pack and see you guys off. Right, we have a Target Dragonstorm pack. This set is actually really fun. Has some really cool, like, unique individual cards that are strong in multiple formats. And yeah, I really like it. So let's open a pack. Let's see what we got. Mythic. Nope, not a Mythic, but we got an achievement, so that's cool. We get... I do not remember this card from Spoiler Season. Trample 3/3. When it enters or attacks, you may sacrifice a non-land permanent. When you do, put up some counter on each creature you control. Might be good in like a standard deck. Very not playable in Timeless though, unfortunately. That being said, this part is obviously a standard format, so it is what it is. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, Jeskai control is still really good in my opinion. I think Bant is a little better, but only a little, and only because I'm playing like Commandeers in Bant. And Commandeer is not a card that you really want to play, actually. Like, it's actually pretty bad for you. It's like really hard card disadvantage. Obviously, Up the Beanstalk makes it better, but it's actually not a great card. That's why you don't just play it in any deck. That being said, Jeskai's still pretty good in my opinion. Obviously we're playing a black card in Surgical Extraction just to make up for the current format, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If there's anything you want to see me do or anything you are interested in, leave it in the comments down below. I'll read all my comments. I respond to all my comments. And that being said, not much more for me to say here. I'm the Control Guy, and I bid you all farewell. Peace.